this is Jenny with Norma's Scraps, and I am so excited about the technique that I'm going to share with you today. Do you know that you have literally thousands upon thousands of shapes available to you to use in iScrapbook for free? I'm talking about using Dingbats. They are amazing. There's anything from the ridiculous to the sublime, and if you go to places like DaFont or Dingbat Depot, they're free. What they are is little graphic representations that by the simple use of a keystroke on your keyboard, you can bring a picture into anything that you are typing. Yes, I said typing, so you don't even have to be able to draw. The patterns that we're going to be using today are called peony patterns, and I believe I got them from DaFont, or I think it was DaFont. If you look, what I have up on the screen is what's called the glyph map of the patterns. Glyph map is literally a map to which keystroke will give you which pattern. They are case sensitive, and the pattern we're going to use today is the lowercase I, right here. I highly recommend using iNotes for this. It just works perfectly. So let's go in and let's create our pattern. X out of that, and first thing I'm going to do is add a text box. Click on the T, insert the text box, and since I know that my pattern is a lowercase I, I'm going to type that in, and now I'm going to select it just like I was going to do some sort of altering to my font. Click my font, type in Peony Patterns, and you can see the minute that font is called up, my eye changes. It looks like a little gray box, but never you mind. I'm going to center it. I am going to enlarge it, regular typeface, and I'm going to type in the numbers 300. Again, I want to say, this is amazing, but this is only part of my pattern. So I'm going to actually open it up and create a little bit larger box around the pattern. And the reason I'm doing that is sometimes these boxes will just, they don't want to work with you. Okay, there we go. Now, with a little bit of dead space around my pattern, I am going to convert to outlines. Now I could, just like this, it's just like any font. I can change the color, I can add a shadow, but now I'm going to do a whole lot more. And OK. And then in order to, I'm backing up again, in order to really give myself some flexibility, I'm going to go to Format, define as placeholder, placeholder for paper, and click OK. At this point, I'm going to make sure that my color has no lines and that it's simply a solid color. Now I'm going to I'm going to do this off of here so you can see. I'm going to take, and because I'm creating a border, I'm going to repeat this pattern once I have it set up. Here's how you'd set it up. Select the placeholder, drag and drop the same paper. What we're going to do is make an embossed look to this paper. I'm going to say OK, and now I'm going to add a shadow, and I'm going to select the color picker on my background paper, and I'm going to drag it to a dark green. And my color over here has changed. If this does not change, just simply drag and drop your little color square. Now I'm going to set my offset to 1. And this is kind of relative. It could be 1 to 2. Let's go with 2. Because if it depends on my paper, it depends on what I'm doing. And I'm going to set my opacity about 40 to 45%. Say OK. Now I'm going to drag my background up so that this sits on the top. Now I have a whole lot better idea of what this is going to look like. And I really think I want to go down to the offset of 1 and the blur of 1 and a little bit more opaque. Because what I want is, I want it to look like it's an impression. Okay. You can see my opacity is just really low. That's high. I can go down to about 20% on this. Now I'm going to click on this and I'm going to copy it, and I use on my Mac Command C and paste it with Command V. I'm going to drag this into position. And my blue lines were indicators. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to do one more. Command V, since it's copied, it's in the memory. You can see the blue lines, it's centered and aligned at the top. Okay. And I'm going to select OK. And now if I choose to, I can group this and then I can move it around as one whole item. And there you have it. Easy as that. And just think of the shapes that you'll be able to throw in and use. And just make it your own. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I have enjoyed so much bringing it to you. Until next time, bye.